day. Tamers, I do apologise about the green screen being weird. Yeah, I am just using the above light at the moment. But once we get the lights back in and we seem better, so I'm going to bring the microphone forward so you can hear me. It should be pretty good in here. We are actually in the master bedroom. I say that my wife is downstairs currently loving our small child, who will not go to sleep because he sleeps at like 2 in the afternoon now until like 6, and then just doesn't sleep. So I have free room to be a very silly boy. But yeah, Japan just dropped all the news in the world. We'll be going over a bulletin at the end, just giving you kind of a quick review. But we got this big update list to the banner restricted list, and I will say, one, I like when they do a bigger overview and go like, look, there are some issues here, we do need to bring it back in a bit more. Some of these cards have been a bit naughty for a bit too long. Looking at you, you piece of shit dog. Looking at you. God damn it, you needed to go like 6 months ago plus. And I do apologise that all the colours are like very much out because it is trying to like colour pair with the there you go. That should be better. I don't want to try and colour pair with the screen behind me. But Matt, I did say this in the prediction video that they want to hit PH, and but they wouldn't hit Volga because it'd be too early for Volga to get hit because it's only been out really for 2 sets. Perfect hit specifically to that deck, followed by Jack Raid, like 2 amazingly good cards to hit for that purple deck. Oh no, what's enabling this deck? These 2 cards. Great, makes 100% that you're really annoyed that specifically really PH is the one that's really doing with this one. So Purple Hybrid has been kicked off the shins, and as we'll go through their stuff in a minute and what the reasons why they did this, like they're 100% right about the map. Blinding Ray, I've said this for absolutely like years at this point, to be fair. I think I was fed up with it during BT4 when it came out, because that was just a horrible format for anyone who just wanted to try and play in yellow, because yellow was always the problem colours really, if you ask me. And then purple's been doing that, trying to do a good job of taking that over the last few years. And then I think during the BT10, BT11 format, where Cross Hearts was doing really well, where they had access to both Gravity and Blinding Ray, and you were just pulling your hair out because there's nothing you could do. Look, that's why I'm bored, I swear. No, it wasn't because I've been going bored for years. Blue Doggo, you piece of shit, you've finally taken a knee, thank God. Although if you looked at the Galaxy deck that won over the weekend, they only played one of this anyway, so me and Replay said this on the episode where we talked about the dog, where it just didn't matter if you put it at 1, it's still going to be very good, and it'll just now be the generic 1 blue Digimon at level 6 if you have space for an extra one. In pretty any deck that has blue in it, you can run it efficiently. Fenrir, we went over this video essentially the day of the ban list, and we recorded that on the Friday, so we did say that either Bow or probably the level 7 was getting looked at. This actually hits it pretty well. You can still play a variant of the aggro deck. I just don't think you can play it specifically well anymore, because you're going to be playing a weird version of the old builder board, and then like try to make this work occasionally, so you have to play both versions of the deck, which when people tried before just couldn't get a good working version. So yeah, no goods. Kazuna, I think, is the reason why we're having to have an issue because of the Tau loop, and I think Japan's already said, no, we have enough of this shit, just cut it out. Agunimon, they mentioned that they didn't like it because you're only playing one version of this deck rather than both versions of this deck. As I agree, all you've just done is just weakened both versions to an inferior build now. Obviously, the new support is the new support, and it kind of works more towards Emperor, so it's one of these weird like Konami moments for Bandai where they've gone like, we're trying to sell you something, we're going to ban the thing that's not being sold anymore, and that kind of feels like a weird ban. Risu doesn't like that this one right above me got banned, and I jokingly said the reason why they've done it is because basically it's the same as the Agunimon, and he didn't like that. And this is no shame on Risu, because I agree that like it doesn't really need a hit because it's not being seen much play in comparison to the Agunimon just makes that deck work, whereas the Lobo engine is a non-interactive form of removal on the board. But you're not really running it that way because you can't, because your blue rookies in comparison aren't as good. So it makes sense that like no one's doing this version. But then basically when you read the comment from Bandai, the reason they give is basically my bullshit reason. So it's like, yeah, Bandai, we know each other too well. And then this one above my head, right here, this Stingmon, apparently is the Japanese cancer that none of us knew was a real thing, because we're all playing the good versions of this deck, where you're just printing memory like a goddamn lunatic. The deck needed a hit, and I have said before that I don't think Davis and Ken was ever going to be hit, because it doesn't have a way of being played for free, other than being in security. Because you don't play the promo one that says, like, when you suspend something, throw down a Tamer, because at that point it's too late. I don't think this is the reason, or I don't think this is really the one you want to be hitting. Draw power is great and everything, but at the same time, you're printing memory like it's going out of fashion. I do think they probably should have limited the 2 memory printers. You can still play this maybe, or they should have got maybe rid of this, the memory printers, and then you can still have access to the other ones, the ones that maybe give you piercing and the ones that give you jamming. As much as that sucks that you become interactable in security, they were doing that anyway. But this is the list, all ones, and then one at the very top that you can't see in my hand is right now is what people wanted a lot of, like band pairs. You can't put these together. I totally agree with the statement that they give for this, and it's mainly the reason why people really don't like it. I'm still in the as much as I've never said this, but I am really in the camp where Shoto should have it, where it's basically you can only give these effects to its traits. So, you know, either Vortex Warrior or Birds, like, you know, keep it kind of more in archetypal. As much as I've enjoyed playing this in things like 7 Demon Lords, like, I can see why people are like, no, this is bullshit, and it's like, yeah, I totally agree. I probably should put the chat on so I can see what you guys, if anyone's yelling at me. But I can't because my other screen's broken, so I can't see anyway. I'm sorry. I will put my phone on and be super duper mega good at interacting with you guys. But I don't. We're looking. Yes, I'll put this on chat so I can see what's going on. If you are yelling at me, I do apologise if you're going like, no, stupid. Sorry. Yeah, during the move, we didn't realise this because we didn't put the. We didn't build the PC basically for 2 weeks after we moved. That we have actually got broken cables. So yeah, they snapped the cable from over TV. So unfortunately, I can't see. There you go. Put that there so I can try and keep an eye on what's going on stream at the same time. Hopefully it doesn't kill my bandwidth, but we shall see. But that is the list. I'm happy that we've seen this many cards. I don't think all the cards are right. Mainly these two. But where's my fingers? Mainly these two here. God damn it, fingers. Ah! There we go. Yeah, mainly these two. Again, I believe this is because of Japanese reasons, because they don't look at the whole meta, they only look at what Japan says, or Asia, and Asia don't like these two cards apparently. Everything else I 100% agree with. Although, fun fact, I was literally looking up the promo Digimon alternate arts the other day, because I was like, I can't find my second one. I'm just going to buy another one, so I've got my playset ready, and now I only need the one off. So I have 3 playsets, so maybe I can get rid of some. After chewing on it for so long, let's have a look what Bandai says about things. Oh, that's some big. Can I move this over? I can move this over into the middle. Yeah, also the beard's coming back, don't worry guys, you can sort of see it's been like 2 weeks and it's already growing back in, but too much chin, not enough win. No, you don't want to, just my chest. My hairy manly chest. So, let's have a look at this. Banned and restricted cards announcements. In the Digimon card game, your deck can include up to 4 copies of cards with the same card number. In official tournaments, however, some cards are banned or restricted, limiting the number of copies you can play. Banned cards can't be included in decks. Restricted to 1, you can only have 1 of this, and banned pairs means you can't put A and B or C together, depending on the situation. Banned cards. Matt Ishida. Of all the people who I thought... Alright, I hate Matt. You know how I feel about Matt and Garurumon. You know that the only deck my wife loves is Garurumon, and I'm fed up of getting my booty beaten by a Matt Ishida constantly. And I understand that PH has basically made this card too good. But I do feel like for a long time, and I've said this before in like really crappy purple decks that come out with like no support, where he's like your only memory setter, and he occasionally gives you back a piece of either combo or an option card to make the game feel a little less crap. And this sucks because I was actually trying to figure out a good way of using this with the new Ipmon we got in BT19. So there you go. By combining this card with a small number of the BT18 Dusk and BT18 Volgamon, you can make great use of cards from your trash. Yeah, not wrong. Since this move can be performed simply by placing a single one of these cards in the battle area or trash, we decided that a one card limit would be more difficult to counter. It would be banned for the reasons mentioned above. So basically, purple hybrid too good. Get out of it. Jack Raid. Since this card was designed, the speed at which the number of cards in trash can be accumulated has also increased, making it easier to secure a large amount of memory with just one card. The result is that it has accelerated the game's speed more than anticipated. This limits the design options for future purple decks. So for that reason, we will be restricting it only to one copy. Now I will say, well, that was Blonding Ray. I will say though, 100%, it must be going in order. No, that doesn't make sense. When we saw that Hammer Spark went to 1, I was 100% in the argument of like, we should put all the memory gainers to 1 anyway. Which when I saw this list yesterday, I was like, where the hell is bloody Gravity Crush? Actually, that was yesterday, it was Sunday morning. Fenrir Luger. In the Fenrir Luger Takami Kazachi deck, this card allows you to play Kazuchimon without paying the cost, which is necessary for the DNA evolution of the BT21-101 Fenrir Lugermon Temi Kazachi. Since the role of the single card is overwhelming, we determined that the one-shot performance of this card will discourage players from using other aggressive decks. That makes no fucking sense, by the way. Please don't play aggressive aggro decks because we banned this one random card. That's a terrible sentence structure. If anything, you want people to play other aggro decks because you've made this one worse and reduce the diversity of decks in the game. For that reason, we'll be restricting it to only one copy. Yeah, I think either this is a mistranslation or they just don't understand like the difference between we want you to play other things and not playing other things, because you're not going to not play an aggro deck because the one card in the aggro deck got banned. That makes no sense. But I 100% agree with the statement, just not the reasoning for it. Like, yeah, I understand that this card was too good. We literally discussed this yesterday in the episode, Friday. That this card was basically the reason why the deck was going too much. There you go. While this Digimon has Fenrir in its name, the turn is free, and then you always gain 1 memory from the level 7, I believe. For that reason, we'll be restricting to 1 copy, and then we've got Blinding Ray, a card that I've hated for, like, at this point, 3 or 4 years. Since the time this card was designed, there are now more cards that can complete combos by trashing security, making it easy to trigger those conditions and gain a large amount of memory with just this card. But to be fair, there's not many cards that say if trash from security combo me, basically. It is, weird enough, the same archetype as Kudamon's line, so it's the Kenturasmon stuff, and then also what's the name? Gutamon and something like Gutamon's options. Also, its 0 cost allows it to be used at any time, greatly expanding actionable options and improving the player's ability to turn the game around at a greater rate. For that reason, we'll be restricting it to only 1 copy. What are you looking at my shorts? God damn. Pad the words, were you? Again, I've never liked this card. The fact that you can gain 2 memory, even if you have no security, has always been like the biggest gripe I've ever had. Because the amount of games that I've unjustably lost because my opponent goes, I've got 2 of these in hand, I now gain 4 memory. Oh, now look at all this memory I've got now. Let me do something. Haha, you lose. It's just like, no. Costs, please. Please have a cost. If you can't pay for a cost, you can't gain something. I do like that in Digimon, and I also hate that in Digimon. Aguni and Lobo, although these decks were intended to strengthen hybrid decks, they can be easily digivolved into Ancient Greymon and Ancient Grumon rather than using gimmicks that require 2 cards, such as the BT17 Aguni and the BT17 Lobomon, making it possible to steadily produce excessive speed. This means that the reason for using other level 6s, such as Emperor Greymon and Magna Greymon, is lost, and design for the hybrid decks becomes limited. For that reason, we'll be limiting each of these to 1 copy. I mean, if you wanted the other 2 decks to be good, don't make the other 2 decks absolutely fucking shit in BT 18 and 19 and then bitch about the fact that we're not playing the shit game, the shit versions of these decks. That's the biggest thing I'm taking away from this. Please play the game that we intended to make it, but it's worse. But like, yeah, I understand this. Like, it's so weird that we went from being like, oh, this deck is bad, to being like, oh my god, this deck is like hyper aggro and it's just destroying people for no reason. And I'm okay with that. That's fair enough. It's just don't bring these two cards slash decks up and be like, we made shit support for it, so please play them. This piece of shit, this actual piece of shit, Mirage Gargamon, because it greatly restricts actions that can lead to comebacks from having more cards in hand, it is a card that is difficult to deal with unless the opponent is able to remove it from play. If the opponent is able to deal with it, the player can easily set up a second copy of the card, continuing to limit their opponent's actions, resulting in a potentially one-sided game. Also, because it is a self-contained card, its versatility means that decks that include blue lose the diversity of other available blue cards. For that reason, we'll be restricting it only to 1 copy. I feel like one of my actual supporters is apparently a Bandai employee, because this is literally the words that we use. Yeah, this is the problem a lot of us have said about Mirage Gargamon, especially those who can talk about it, is because it is a blue card and it can go into any deck that is blue, he's just going to be good. Again, the issue I've already brought up is like, even at 1-off, you will still just slot him into a deck that goes, I have blue level 5, I can put random blue level 6 Mega in. What is a good 1-off random blue Megas? Oh, Mirages. And then that's going to be the issue. You can just put Mirage in any blue deck. And that sucks. Again, like, this definitely is a Japanese issue. It feels like. I don't understand why. Why is this card's different, but the same? Did you get a reprint at some point? Or was it just like the new card layout? As the card pool has increased... Oh wait, is this from the structure deck? Oh! I never even noticed that. That's actually really cool. As the card pool has increased, it has become possible to include general purpose cards such as powerful level 6s that can digivolve from Paildramon and other option cards, and also drawing cards using that card's non-once per turn inherited effect has led to an excessive increase in possibilities. Also, because it can be played for a low cost, the number of cards needed for DNA dilution can be minimized, making it possible to perform the move mentioned above and make the early game unnecessarily stable. As a result, the role of this one card in the deck is significant, and the diversity of cards used is lost. For that reason, you're restricting this to only 1 copy. Again, I feel like this has got to be like a Japan-only issue, because if you go look at any of the really good lists that we've been seeing recently, they might play this as like a one-off, because they really just want a memory grind. I don't know, I feel like it's a Japanese skill issue. Combined with BT19 Tamers Ace or option cards that accelerate digivolution, it's possible to digivolve into a powerful level 7 at the early stages in the game. Also, by repeating the same action multiple times during a single turn, it can literally dominate the playfield, creating a situation that many decks are unable to handle. To improve the situation, we'll be restricting it to only 1 copy. And then the band pair, we know why. D Milver has 15k DP, it goes out on turn 2. If you go first, you flip it, and then turn 2, your turn 2 comes out. And then you spend 3 on your turn, and the Shoto comes out, and all of a sudden, you just have a unkillable, if you can't punch into it, unavoidable brick wall of Milver, and it's coming. But then, obviously, all the other stuff that happened last year. August 31st, last restricted list. So it has just been a little bit over 6 months. It's been 7 a little bit months. So yeah, I think a lot of people are correct in saying it was way too long between lists. Oh, and then we get to have a look at some of these lovely things. We've got the serialized number Omnimon 0000. Looks fantastic. This is coming in BT21 as our chase card. So for those of you out there who are looking for this, it's beautiful, it's fantastic, it's gorgeous. Then we have first look at the SP for Gaiamon, which again looks fantastic, looks great. We have to move some stuff around now. That's not the right one. That way, he says. Questioning his own ability to think. Do that, do that, do that, do that. Oh, no, it's on Twitter. He says, do on Twitter? Let's make this better. Let's make this smaller. Just a little bit smaller for you. There you go. So, yep, looks fantastic. Gaiamon, great looking card. Seems to be quite an interesting card. I'm looking forward to see if the Atmon deck is good. I'm not too sure myself if it is or not. Then we have the beautiful foiling here. I wish they had done a video, because sometimes the videos just make it look so much better in comparison. Then we have this Blinding Ray of Life. These are all the chases, so we have access to Gaiamon, we get the new Galactimon, which actually looks really cool. I like this like 90s style anime cartoon look. Pokemon Ace just looks like Pokemon with a yellow-green background with a green-black card. And then Medusa, which is our first seeing of Medusa. First showing of Medusa, who has obviously been shown to be Owens. Yes, Owens Mega. So I'm looking forward to seeing what level 5 does. But this looks really good. I actually really like it. I think it's a really cool looking Digimon. I like its effects. So hopefully in the near future we will be getting a good version of this deck. Replay, my co-host for Good Card Bad Card, has said that he likes the idea of this reptile deck being maybe the red version of like the Dark Animal deck, and as much as I like the sound of that, that can be kind of more of an issue down the road eventually, which hopefully gets solved, because we don't want engines that are just Galaxy and Dark Animal. We need to kind of like, as much as like, I have been trying to like figure out ways to make this video. There's a issue I'm having with Digimon recently where everything is a toolbox. As much as that is like a cool thing to have, like every single deck can just be a toolbox of a deck to make decks good. It's just I don't want Digimon the card game to be how many toolboxes can we fit into a toolbox, because the idea is more than they should be. But after that tangent, no, fantastic. I'll never chase these cards, unfortunately. I have no interest in buying sealed product because the investment's just way too high for like the lack of like return. This might be the last set though where every case is guaranteed a return though. So if you are risking the biscuit is worth risking at this point in time. Although I do feel like sealed singles would be cheaper in this set, and then maybe after this set in BT22 is when we start looking at actual price hikes for like singles again. This is what I woke up to, by the way, on Friday and Sunday morning. So I woke up Sunday morning, opened up my, I think it was my X account or it was Discord, and this is the first thing I saw. And the first thing I saw was Magnemon X at the bottom and Leviamon. And after my video, where I was like, hey, I bet Leviamon's going to get hit in some way. Oh, I bet people are going to ask for Magnemon X to be hit in some way, because obviously we got the new Magna support and it's really good, and it kind of makes this Magna look like an absolute boner. And then I saw this, I was like, nah, these didn't get hit. Let's go check out the new ban list. Nah, these didn't get hit. And to be fair, I think Leviamon or Biting Crush was like one of those where like, yes, probably should get looked at. But no, it's at least another 6 months of Leviamon, so those of you out there who's been enjoying it, you can keep enjoying it for a bit longer. These are... It's a very odd list, to say the least, because this is BT 13, right? I can't see what it is. It looks like it says 15. I think it's BT 13. Or is that BT 5? That's BT 5, isn't it? God damn it. It says BT 5 because it says Blitz there. Venusmon didn't need another reprint. Bloomlord, if it was worth anything, would be need one. X7 just has like so many printings, it doesn't need a reprint. This doesn't necessarily need a reprint because the deck's just died over the time, but it makes sense. Leviamon kind of needs a reprint because it is actually an expensive card. And then whatever this is coming out is going to be great. The only issue I have with this is one of every card, and it's $200, which will probably be £200+ over here in the UK, and it's not worth the price tag. The box looks nice, the dice look nice, but the cards aren't worth that price tag. This, on the other hand, though, from Billion Bullet, looks amazing. So we've got Vermilion, which is yellow and red searcher. Thank God we've been after this for so long. Navy, which is purple and blue, which, off the top of my head, is just, I think, is the Deep Savers, but it's also like mostly Gabumon and Garurumon stuff, and they just search their own names, so that doesn't make much sense. But I'm happy to have more colour coercion. This is Quartus, yellow green. So looking forward to using this one because my brain's like, how can I make this deck work? And I'm pretty sure it's just Sapia, which is the Estimon and Monzimon card that we saw in the last set. That's how you make Excel work. But I'm also happy to have green and yellow as well. Purple and green. Sorry. Black. Hold on. That's black here. Well, what's the purple for? So green and black is just B's at the moment, I think. There's nothing else somehow where green and black is like the two colours in the deck, other than the royals. But the royals search themselves anyway, so that makes no sense. So maybe over time we'll get some more stuff. Or maybe it'll be a deck that just like adds things to itself, because extensively, right? Midnight is black and blue, which is literally just these two cards, I think. And then Invisimon line. And then we have Magenta. Oh, Magenta. This is what I've been waiting for. So I'm glad that Purple didn't really take a hit on this list, because I'd be so sad if it's like, here's a hit, and it's like, here's Magenta. Please, Bandai, think of the pain. I'm also very tired, if you can't tell. But no, I'm super looking forward to Magenta. I'm looking forward to Quartus, and then Vermilion. Like, those are the ones that I really want, because Vermilion is Seekers, Quartus is Axel, and Magenta is Purple, and SOC for the doggo. The only issue I do have with Quartus is they need to figure out how it works with the new stuff, because Darktra is purple black, so he doesn't get searched through this one, unfortunately. But we'll get there. And then we also have coming out in June, so the next one after beautiful BT21, which, to be fair, is like what, 6 weeks, 5 weeks away, 4 weeks away this week. And then we have this coming out 4 or 5 weeks after that one. But I mean, it looks so good. I'm looking forward to this pendulum style artwork that we get here as like box toppers. So it's gonna be really cool. We did get just the event period, so they are doing an actual event again for EX lines, which is really good, because I was thinking for a while. I am hoping it's a release event, so we get like even more foil cards, because I like my shit foil. I'm a magpie. Scrolling through X yesterday, and I just saw this like turn up. I'm like, oh my god, what is going on with this guy's physique? No arms, just shoulders. I'm interested in how this is gonna work, because I like the idea of training. Like, oh yeah, I'll make myself like a really big Greymon, or I'll make myself like a really big whatever. I'm just hoping that's how it works. Like a lot of things have to have the word training, I think, to make it work properly. Because I don't want to have like Greymon, Garurumon, Kabuteriamon, Angemon to have it. I want not the whole line to be able to have it. Whereas like one of them says like as a keyword maybe. But it's kind of interesting. As soon as we learned that BT22 was going to be a Cyber Sleuth set, the only thing people have been asking for since then is literally, are we getting Eaters? Just say specified forms. Are we getting Eaters? And it's like, there's no reason why you can't, but obviously it's just really weird to try to figure out like how this deck would work. Because Eaters, as far as I'm aware, aren't actually Digimon, are they? They are code, but they're not Digimon specifically. So people are like, hey, we want this. Don't know how it's going to work. Make it work, Bandai. A lot of people saying it's going to be just be like the next white deck, which would be cool. I look forward to this being more of a doesn't do a lot, like it's just a control deck. Like it's not really meant to be aggressive or scary. It's just meant to make it harder for you to sort of either be aggro or essentially play the game your way. It just wants to slow the game down and makes it so Maybe it's like a Death X where, like, you know, at the end of every turn, you have to pop a Digimon, and then they choose like the DP ratios or whatever. New Alphamon line here. Hopefully we get the Alpha Tamermon. Hopefully. I don't really. I'll be honest. I have no idea what I really want from a Cyber Sleuth deck or Cyber Sleuth set. I just hope there's some good support there. I know we're getting some more adventure stuff in this. I know we're getting more Liberators, and then like everything else is just Cyber Sleuth. But I have no like wants or needs or like whatever we can get from this. I just want something good. I do know we're having like 14 Tamers in this set though. So yeah, expect all your like last quarter of this set to just be Tamers. Almost like 21. There you go, and there's the pack art. Looks good. Released July 25th, week after my birthday. So yeah, should be good. Hopefully we get more Diaborama support, right? At least a new Tamer. Then we have Sister Order coming out in September, which is our Evil set, which is kind of funny if you think about it, because Pokemon is just getting their like Team Rocket set this year, so we're having to fight the evil with evil. I'm down for it. Honestly am. This is going to be a cool set. I am hoping we get a new Digimon Emperor, and he does different things, or we get a new Wormmon that looks for Ken or Digimon Emperor. I'll be down for that. We should get like a new Chimera as well, and maybe we'll get like the black rings as an option card that might stun things. So you know, could be two opponents Digimon, cost of 2, to spend opponent's Digimon, can't suspend until the end of the turn. So I think that'd been kind of interesting. And then Billion Bullet. We did have the card list for this, and I just can't remember where it is now. It's mostly what you see here, so we know we're getting these 4 as our super secret ultra rares. Taemon didn't need this reprint. I'm sure there's a couple of people out there that are happy to have like this nice alter art. To be fair, you've got Taemon, Lotmon, and the assistant. I'll be honest, I like these chibi water pastely arts, and I think it's really nice. But again, a lot of people are like, we didn't need this, it could have been anything else. But you gotta give the Taemon players something, because I got this thing right here. The Rapid looks really cool, to be fair. It now makes more sense why Rapid was the main secret rare for this set. Obviously, it's only secret rare for this set. It makes sense why it was now, because we now know that Magnet X was getting a reprint. You know, it makes sense now. I just brought more alter arts of this goddamn card because I wanted like 1 per deck. And now they've got this badass looking version coming out. Can't wait for this to be like £3 on card market, but God, it's sick. Biasm beast. And then we got Ukamon. Ukamon makes sense for Japan because Japan didn't get the regional reprint that we've gotten, and so it makes sense that they needed the reprint more than we do. But I mean, hell, I'll take a nice reprint like this. Look how cute it is, all the chibi monsters, all the babies. I'm happy for that. But then, as you know, we've got the promos here, the nice memories. We're getting a lot of promo reprints here. We're getting Trainer X, we're getting the Doku, Coral, Shelmon, Tamers, everything basically that we got in this. There's box toppers, and the latest couple of like TP sets are basically all going into this set as the reprints. And as much as I like having the reprints of the promos, it does suck because, like, you know, Bandai isn't printing things at the price most of the time. They're printing things just like, look, we just want to have more things in the wild, and that makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, if you're only printing cards that no one needs, no one will buy these sets seriously enough. At least with these, when you buy a box, you get 2 of each, so it makes sense that you want to have all your promos at 2 of each, and some of the SRs. All of these 2 of each, because people want them for decks. So, you know, people buy 2 boxes, you get a playset of everything, essentially, other than these, and then you get 2 alts per box, I think? Question mark? So, you know, you buy 2 boxes, there's a chance you'll get 2 different arts, so that'd be nice. And then, obviously, we had the news of the... here you go. So we had this come up over the weekend as like a, oh, it's a joke. It's a cool joke. I honestly hope that it's a simulator. I just hope that it's I don't know what version I want. Like, part of me just wants like a Pokemon TCG Live thing where it's just basically everything's up to date, all the cards are here. You will kind of have to put a little bit of money into it, but you know, it's easy. You know, it costs us money too. And then you can just play the game, and then they might go, hey, for online tournaments we want to use this functionality because we've paid for it. It makes sense. There's no cheating anymore because that's one of the biggest things we have an issue with, that people cheat. And as long as no one can cheat the system, awesome. Another part of me kind of wants a Master Duel system where, even though it's just the TCG's card pool or a version of the card pool, things might get released differently. So that way you have different formats forming, which part of me thinks is cool, part of me thinks is bad, especially because we've had different formats to Japan because they've had product that came out a little bit later than we did. We've had lots of different formats because we didn't have their product. There was times where we didn't have promos that they had for like years. Look at you goddamn rookies, security rookies. But I am looking forward to this either way, even if it's just like, no, it's not actually this, maybe it's just a new card pool thing. Maybe we're just updating the TCG app and we just thought we'd give it a cool little buzz that, you know, Digimon has been thought of. But hopefully it's something a bit more than that, and it's something we can actually enjoy and be interested in together. But that's kind of it. That's this video. It's just a little short stream. We just wanted to go over everything because I just thought it'd be better to do an outspoken piece than it would be to record a segmented video and you guys have to deal with watching it in different places. So for 40 minutes you've got yourself a video about my thoughts on everything, and that is Digimon looks like it's doing an amazing job this year. The only thing that I will say I'm not 100% on is the fact that we're only getting one structure deck this year, and that is obviously the event stuff coming out at the unification. It's very strange that we're only having one deck because these are technically structure decks, so the beginner decks, and they're not advanced decks. So as we've been used to before, we get two regular people decks, and then we get one advanced deck because we're so cool. Last year we had the advanced deck roughly this time last year. And then we had the regular decks in August to go in with EX7, and that's kind of what I'd be thinking again. Like, okay, we're going to do a standard deck now, and then maybe towards like halfway through season 2 of the year, we'll drop an advanced deck. All of a sudden, I don't know. It was a terrible Digimon that we wanted to do well. Can't do him again. It was too good. Who is a bad Digimon that we want to see go with? I love Armadillo. Armadillo one. We're going to bring Armadillo his own structure deck. He's going to have a new couple of sets of cards. He's going to have a new dig one that just says poke your opponent in the eyeball and they lose to security or whatever. But like we're not having that unfortunately this year. So maybe next year we'll get back into the routine. I think this year though it's more of a settling, especially now that we know we're getting the app. So hopefully it's more of a hey, we just want to buffer out the speed. I believe next year China joined us in the unification, and then probably the year after that we get the unification with Korea. But yeah, that's kind of it. So see you guys soon for another video. We'll be recording some good card, bad card during the week. We'll try and get some more stuff doing. There's a couple of deck profiles going up on the channel. So yeah, rest well. See you guys soon. Mwah. Love you all. And yeah, just keep being going on. And if this becomes a video, which you should do in about 12 hours because of YouTube's algorithm and whatever they want to call it, yeah, just drop some things you like about the ban list, or things you're looking forward to seeing, or things you hope are in sets, and whatever we can find. But for now, you guys keep on keeping on, and we'll catch you guys soon. Hopefully for another stream. Probably next week if I'm not too tired, because work rotations are terrible. And I'm always tired, so peace out, goodbye.